Good afternoon. My name is Jane Iyer. I am from Jane's Singapore Tours. This is a small company that I set up 4.5 years ago to basically show the best of Singapore in terms of its culture, heritage and history. It's going to get noisy here, can't do much about that. This afternoon I'm delighted to be basically making a series of short videos on behalf of Pangdemonium. This is a theatre company that we have supported a great deal, both as a company and individually, because I do believe that the arts are very, very important. So their Pangs a Lot basically fundraising program that they're doing at the moment has a whole variety of different activities, one of which is little tours like these. So I hope that you will support this for their sake and for ours. It's been a tough year for us all. Anyway, back to where we are. We are in the Blair Plain area. Specifically at the moment in Spottiswoode Road. Now the Blair Plain area used to extend all the way down to the water, and in fact the reason it became so popular is because of its proximity to the docks, to the Tanjung Pagar docks. And we know that as far back as 1881 there were houses being built around this area, particularly in this road here, Spottiswoode, in Kampong Baru Road down at the bottom, and in Everton Road just around the corner from here as well. These were originally big mansion houses. I'm going to show you one in a moment. And they were built by rich Chinese merchants who wanted to move out of Chinatown. They wanted to have a bit more space, a bit more air. This was deemed to be out in the boonies a little bit in those days. It then became very, very important in the early 20th century with the boom of the docks. And so a lot more houses were built around here. So we've got a real miscellany of very large houses, quite small houses as well. And this particular house is unique. You've just seen a shot of it. This is what we call the painted house, because it has some of the original painted murals on the front of it, which is very, very unusual. To date, this is the only one that's been discovered in Singapore. There may be others sort of hidden behind coats of paint, but we have not yet found them. This was just found by accident a few years ago, and it was absolutely amazing. So it comes from the late 19th century, essentially. So let's walk a little bit up Spottiswoode Road. We have the classic, of course, 5-foot ways, of course, and the classic feature pagar doors, which we'll find ubiquitous really in Singapore and other parts of Asia. It's a Malay term that means a wooden post door, essentially. And the idea behind it was that you'll into the bazaar, your big doors could remain open during the day, but you could keep these closed so you have privacy at the same time as having airflow coming in from outside. So, let's move forward a little bit further, because I do want to show you this particularly nice house just over the road here. But if you take a look around, you will see there really are quite a variety of architectural styles in the general shop house genre. In addition to housing, there were things like a hot dog, lodging house for Boyanese workers, just a little bit further down here. There was a Tamil school nearby. There were lots of different things going on around here. It wasn't simply the Chinese merchants, real mix of different people. But let's go and take a look at this wonderful house just across the road. Special house. The reason behind that is that the Pineapple King of Singapore once lived here. As you may be aware, his name was Lim Nee Soon, and he lived in the old Nee Soon area, which is these days of course called Yishun. It's been Mandarinized, but essentially this was his house in the day. It says here on this little storyboard that there was a very happy event here in 1916 when his daughter got married in this house. It's an absolute beauty. Again, it has some of the classic features with the Peranakan tiles, as we call them up here. It's a bit of a misnomer in some ways, but let's call them that for now. Judging by the colours in those tiles up there, I'd say they're Japanese, because the Japanese made the later ones and they're a bit bright. And so we come to Blair Road. Blair Plain, Blair Road is part of it. It was named after John Blair, who was an important official down in the docks, Scotsman, I believe. And this has to be one of the hidden treasures of Singapore, because a lot of people just go flying by on Kampong Baru Road and they don't actually take the moment to come behind here and see these delightful houses, which really are very, very pretty. Like a lot of the shop houses we have around Singapore, they're in lots of different pastel colours and the like. Lots of care being taken by their residents in terms of plantings and so forth. And just a real delight, quite frankly. Little hidden gem, as I say. So let me show you a typical scene. If you were to look over there, for example, you've got green and pink and blue, all these beautiful colours of the houses. And then if you come here to the 5-foot way and just take a look down here, it's like a little jungle, but at the same time it's incredibly sophisticated, really. One of my favourite areas. Do come and visit.